My name's Christophe Williams. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called Naked Energy. Naked Energy is on a mission to decarbonize heat, which is actually half of all the world's consumption in terms of energy consumption, and 90% of that energy is delivered by fossil fuels. And that's heat in buildings, manufacturing industry. And so we've developed a solar technology that produces more energy in less space, enabling businesses and communities to save more energy and save more carbon from their available space. At Naked Energy, we use a line that we're redefining solar. And what we've done effectively is we've taken a very mature technology, which is a photovoltaic cell technology, and the very best of solar heat technology. And we've combined them into a unique solar collector that simultaneously produces hot water and electricity. And so from one source of energy, being the sun, we're able to produce two forms of energy for the customer. So they can get their hot water for sanitary hot water or heat in processes, industrial processes, and on-site power at the same time. The solar collector itself looks like tubes. They're evacuated tubes and they're totally unique on the market. We are the manufacturers, so we outsource manufacturing, but what we're doing as a business is we're supporting installers and engineering firms to deploy and design our technology on as many buildings as possible. And that's how we see ourselves scaling, as building a global network of strategic partners. In terms of projects, we've been having some really good success. Our first public project was 4 years ago on a building in Swansea called the Active Office. It actually is the UK's first energy positive office, meaning it produces more energy than it consumes, which is wonderful. And we've also been installing our product on customers that need a lot of heat. So that's hotels, hospitals, care homes, and particularly leisure centres. They're a sector that are really struggling right now with the energy costs. We've just done 2 very large leisure centres, and we're also doing the largest ever project on a very iconic building in London that's happening at the moment. Yeah, starting a cleantech company comes with its challenges. It's not easy. But at the beginning, what's really important is to get that additional help, and that can come in multiple forms. And a very important way is to get some grant funding and incubator support. There are particular types of accelerators that if you've got a novel idea and it can have a big impact on climate change, you can get some soft support, which means that it's non-dilutive for your business, you don't have to pay a salary. And we found that here at Imperial College. We were very fortunate early on that we met with some directors at the Climate Kick that were headquartered at Imperial College. And it's part of a European network of large corporates, research institutes and startups, all with a common goal of trying to address climate change. And they identified us very early. We had to pitch to be able to get in, and it was great. They immediately awarded us some grant funding, which allowed us to spin into Imperial. We then tested our core technology here within the mechanical engineering department. We built a relationship with some of the professors here. The results of that data got us some really good PR. It enabled us to get some private investment, which was fantastic, and that really got the seed funding into the business. We then got further funding from the accelerator. That was to do our first international field trial. It's so important to actually test it in the real world, and we did that in Malta. The accelerator was also really important at networking. It enabled us to meet some very high-profile sort of household name corporates that were looking for solutions but didn't know where to find them. And the accelerator was able to make those sort of facilitations. So we actually went and met those directors firsthand, and had we just knocked on their door and tried to get to meet them, we'd never got through. So it was really good at penetrating to the director level contacts, because they were all part of that accelerator at the time. In terms of impact so far, I mean, the reason why I started this company is because I wanted to have a positive impact on the world, not just from the carbon emissions, but also just the social benefit as well of our technology. At the moment, we've now deployed over 60 solutions in 13 different countries, which is fantastic. So to do that, we've created jobs. So that's all the way from the supply chain to the designing and integration of our solution. In terms of lessons learned, there's plenty. I think the key message for a budding entrepreneur in the clean tech space is that it takes time. It really does. If you've got something, particularly in the hardware space, that is unique and you need the time to develop it, you're going to have to be patient. When I first started, I just thought it'd be so quick. We raised £500,000 at the beginning. I thought that was it. £500,000 going to be able to commercialise this and conquer the world. That's not quite the case. So I guess the second lesson is that make sure that you raise enough capital and from the right sources. That's so critical. When I started Naked Energy and first started talking to investors, they really cared about the financial savings, less about the carbon savings. And that's changing to a degree now. There are more impact investors that are looking to do social good and to address climate change. But at that time, they cared about the business case. They didn't care about the carbon savings. And that was tough at the beginning because you're on this sort of ethical mission, you want to do good. So make sure you're talking to the right investors that understand what you're trying to do, and they will be patient with you because they know if you've got something unique, it will take time. I guess the direct impact is that all these solutions that we've deployed are saving carbon. They're on buildings and they're displacing the primary energy source. And in most cases, that's displacing gas. And gas is obviously more polluting than electricity. In some markets, in the UK, we're doing quite well at decarbonising the power grid, but we're directly reducing the consumption of gas. So for us, that's hugely rewarding, and we look at the carbon factor of that, and it's building. Our portfolio's building, and I've got an ambition to make it a global business and have our product on as many, hopefully hundreds of thousands, if not millions of buildings across the world in the years to come.